Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode number 46. So I have good news and bad news tonight. The good news is, actually let's start with the bad news. The bad news is it is already very late, but the good news is it is Friday, which means I can stay up pretty much as late as I want to and sleep in tomorrow. So I figured I would get in a few episodes before bed. Of course, we are right back here on the watery route south of Slateport. So I do have Ford up first, as you can see. Figure we'll get him his 2 levels to here we go, to level 40. And I did go ahead and give him the Mega Blazikenite. Ooh, let's see. Good thing we have Stone Edge because Fire Blast and Low Sweep are not very effective. Um, Stone Edge will be super effective. Since I figure when I'm training against these low-level Pokemon, it really doesn't matter if I'm Mega Evolved or not. I might as well be just to make things faster because I don't think it'll be a challenging battle either way. So might as well make it a quick one. And it'll give us more of a chance to see Mega Blaziken in action. It's really the fights that are going to be a challenge where I might have to use my whole team, where I really want to make sure I give um, a Mega Stone to Altaria and a different item to Ford, since I can't Mega Evolve with both of them. It makes more sense to do it that way. But like in these battles, I won't be using Ava at all. It'll just be Ford, so might as well make him as strong as I can. So yeah, I will say that this episode, we might explore some new areas, but it'll probably be mostly training. I also will stop by at some point and visit the move relearner now that we have 3 heart scales and now that Dan is evolved. So we can teach 2 pretty cool moves to Ford here. And another trainer here. And 1 to Dan. And I don't know if we'll get all of our team to level 40 today. But if not, I'll just do some additional training in between this episode and the next one. And I think either way we'll face Tate and Lisa in the next one. We also, gotta make above. May visit the Space Center. I'm not sure if we'll do that today or probably do it well, I don't know. We'll probably do it today, but it depends how things go. But today would be my today and not necessarily your today, depending on when you watch the episodes. Um, but we probably won't do it this episode because I think I'll have a lot else to do. Was that an island down there? Oh, a little island with a star piece. Sell that for some money. Well, that's right. We do have something actually pretty cool to find here. And like I said, we can't explore the whole area yet. I already just fought you, right? Yeah. Yep. Hopefully I have plenty of repels. I haven't checked recently. There it is. Oh wow, it's really big in this game. The Sea Mauville. I think in the original games it was just called the Abandoned Ship. Now there's a name to it. And it looks like a sailor. Observe the harmony between nature and the constructed elements. This is pretty neat, isn't it? It is. Probably not very safe. Wouldn't recommend exploring this in real life unless you're like an expert, but, you know, it is pretty cool. Alright, so it's funny, like in battles where I'm only facing like one low-level opponent, it probably doesn't even make sense to Mega Evolve, because, you know, it will make Ford more powerful, but it also, you have to see the animation every time, which is kind of a pain. It's cool, but I think after a while it'll make it a little tedious, so, um, hopefully not with Ava, though. 39, we're getting there. And let's see who he has now. Speed boost, that could also get a little annoying having to watch that every time. And Machoke, so nothing super effective. I haven't been keeping track of my little tally anymore. I think I'll probably go with the Expert Belt because it's, I don't know, it seems more fun that way. Let's go with Fire Blast since we use the TM. Oh, and he avoids it, so there's the downside to Fire Blast, although Blaze Kick is the exact same way. Not sure what the exclamation mark meant. Alright, take 2. Here we go. And this should do a ton of damage still. And actually it's going to hit Machoke on his weaker special defense stats, so yeah, really no way he could have survived that. Alright, and Sailor Duncan is defeated. Not going to bother using berries because these opponents are not too challenging, and just to save some time. Sea Mauville, a Hoenn Region protected area. Oh, so they kind of made like a nature thing. That's cool. In a way, it's almost more cool if like almost nobody knows about it. It's like a little secret, but I guess they do know about it here. Okay, so can't really do anything over here, it looks like. Didn't check the item finder, but hopefully we're not missing anything. Oh, and that's the way I came in. Of course it is. I saw another swimmer around here. Oh, a tuber. I take my inner tube with me everywhere. You are very far from shore, little kid. You should probably, maybe that sailor cup you get back. And he's got a corfish. Cool little crab Pokemon. Hopefully no surf, so I can take him back to the beach if he gets too tired or if his something happens to his inner tube and it deflates. I didn't Mega Evolve, but hopefully won't regret that. Like I said, against one little corfish, it's probably not worth it. I think this should knock it out. Also, I didn't realize this at first, but apparently at some point, not sure if it was like Gen 7 or Gen 8, they changed Protect from, usually if you use it multiple times in a row, it'll go 100%, 50%, I think 25% after that, and now now it changes to, can I not even go in? I hope I can go in. I'm going to say no, because I think we're almost at the Sea Mauville, and I don't think there are wild Pokemon here, but I could be wrong. Oh, there's like a tour guide? Yeah, I kind of liked it more when it was like just a random wreckage, but now it's 1/3 and then 1/9 and then 1/27, etc. Oh my, are you a tourist? I am a member of the Nature Preservation Society that manages this site. Is there anything you would like me to tell you about Sea Mauville? What is this place? This place was once a facility built to extract natural resources that can be found in the ocean. So maybe it's more like a platform than an actual ship in this one. However, a certain event led to the facility's closure. Normally, you would expect that an unnecessary facility like this one would be torn down, but an environmental survey carried out before new construction led to the awareness that a unique environment had risen here at Sea Mauville. As a result, the demolition plans were shelved, and this place was reborn as a nature preserve. That's pretty cool. What is there to do? This building, which tilts precociously into the sea, precariously. The building's support structure is weathered and corroded. Be careful when you step. And note the mangroves, extremely rare trees, only here and in Moss Deep. And the interior of the building is largely untouched. Alright, that's cool. I still think it's cooler when it's like a Titanic-style lost ship. Sure. I'll make a donation. It's not much. Ooh, a scientist. Escape rope. Good to have. Oh, is he not going to battle us? It's disappointing. I'm here surveying Sea Mauville at the request of Captain Stern. Oh, okay. This is more like, I guess, an oil rig, but maybe not for oil, but some kind of like platform. Alright, oh, I see an item. Rain Dance, okay. Which of course makes the rain weather condition. And we can probably go down those stairs, or in this area, or up here. Any of you guys trainers? Likes the atmosphere. I even like on like Google Earth, you can see like old shipwrecks and some like harbors. It's always really cool to see how they kind of erode in time. I can't actually go up here, so I guess there's only one way to go, which is in that door over there. Can't go down here, although I'm sure we can get down there, just not that way. Alright, well, here we go then. Ah, you look like a trainer. Rare Pokemon hiding somewhere, so you're not a trainer. What about you? Is anyone here a trainer? They're all just tourists coming here to walk around. That's not nearly as fun. It's like, come on, guys. What's this? It looks like just a porthole. And the door is locked with room 1. So I think you can find keys to let you into these rooms. This is almost more like a building in a city then than like a wild area. It's somewhat less exciting. Alright, so maybe we should just come back. I was hoping to maybe train here a bit. Ooh, this cabin's unlocked. Hey, trainers, finally. Good. I'm itching for a battle, clearly. They are young couple Lois and Hal. An Illumise and a Volbeat. Well, that should be pretty easy work for a fire type. And I suppose a grass type too. I could use Dazzling Gleam, but let's go with Venoshock. Although actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure Grass is not good against Bug type. I know it's not good against Poison, and a lot of the Bug types in Gen 1 were Poison Bug. What did I do? Oh, it used a different move on me, okay. So it's kind of a weird move, I forgot what it's called, even you guys probably just saw it, but I wasn't looking. Um, like Swagger makes a lot of sense where it, oh, what happened? Did I use Protect or something? Or did I just miss? Probably just missed. Alright, well, take two. And I'm sure Dazzling Gleam will finish it off, so let's use that. Alright, so, yeah, so I can never remember if it's good against bug types, or if it's even against bug types, are not very effective for grass. But I was talking about the move, that's right. So Swagger makes sense, because when you increase your opponent's attack and they're confused, you kind of get the benefit of, it's kind of like, you know, a double-edged sword, because they're confused, they might hurt themselves for more damage, but they also, if they're a physical attacker, might hurt you for more damage. Ooh, Petal Blizzard. I don't think so. Let's check it out, though. I think it's a physical attack. Yeah, it's a very good physical attack, but Lily is more of a special attacker, and Giga Drain only has 15 less base power, and it heals you, so I think Giga Drain would probably actually do more damage because I have higher special attack, so that plus the heal makes it much preferable to Petal Blizzard. At least on this Pokemon, Keep Will moves. One thing I didn't notice is that I misquoted the power of Energy Ball. It used to be 80, but now it's actually 90. They increased Giga Drain from 60 to 75 a while back, and then I think a generation later increased Energy Ball. I guess they kind of realized that if you have Energy Ball at 80 and Giga Drain at 75, there's not a lot of reason to use Energy Ball. So by increasing it to 90, it made a little more of a choice. I'll probably still keep Giga Drain. I'm not sure if we actually have Energy Ball yet, but yeah, so he's telling us we need to use Dive. Alright, well, I guess that's about it for now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed at least the first bit of the Sea Mauville. We'll of course come back later for more once we have Dive, and the gym badge to use it. Still not sure we get Dive though. Alright. Well, that's all there is to see here for now. Let us continue on our journey. Oh, there's the mangrove school. Okay, so what was I just saying about, oh. So I don't think I will switch to, oh, Ace Trainers even in the water, that's cool. Hopefully she has a water type, that would make a lot of sense. Or Seviper, who can't learn Surf, I'm pretty sure, but still cool. Well, I should use Lepa Berry, because now we're almost out of Fire Blast, so wouldn't be bad having only a few Fire Blasts if I remembered to, actually restore them. But luckily, against a Poison type, they should be super effective. Excuse me. Alright, once again, time to Mega Evolve. I wonder if we get the speed boost underground. I don't see why not. I assume we do. But yeah, even if we have Energy Ball, I think I'll probably stick with Giga Drain. And we do have Sludge Bomb, which is a pretty good stab move, so it would be just as good as Energy Ball. Just, you know, effective against different types. And a Swellow, okay, so we could use, I guess Stone Edge would be best against that. Definitely a nice combination of moves we have here, which is good because Blaziken and even Mega Blaziken are both very frail. They're kind of glass cannons, you could say. Okay, there we go. So they do a lot of damage and they're fast too, or at least they, well, I don't think Blaziken's that fast, it's kind of medium, but obviously Mega Blaziken is faster and then it gets faster and faster each turn. I'm going to go ahead and give him the Expert Belt again, just so I don't forget before our gym battle. I can find the Expert Belt, there it is. Since I can't Mega Evolve twice in the same battle. And speaking of Mega Evolution, let's bring out Ava for a bit. Still holding the Altarionite. Alright, little ways to go before we're back in Slateport. And I see another Ace Trainer. Oh, he's surfing, that's cool. I actually went surfing once when I was on vacation at the Outer Banks. When I was little, we did. I guess I wasn't that little, maybe a teenager. My cousin and I took surfing lessons. It was actually pretty cool. I actually got to stand. It's really hard to stand on that board. Make it look easy, obviously, but take it from me, it is not. I'm proud to say I did actually manage to stand up. And my dad got a really good photo of me standing. It looks like I know what I'm doing because it's like for the 3 seconds I actually managed to stand, or 5 seconds. I managed to stand up, but it was fun. I definitely enjoyed it, and definitely recommend if you get the chance. Might try it again someday, but not something I'd want to do as like a lifestyle or anything, but just as a fun vacation activity. All right, so thankfully being Mega Evolved and our level difference. Oh, and this is good. So glad we kept Fly because actually, you know what? Let's use Seeker Power. It's more accurate, it's faster, and not fast. Oh, it's faster in the sense that I don't have to use 2 turns to do it. And it's still super effective because Fairy's good against fighting. So that plus Stab and Fairy Aura, yeah, no problem knocking out Breloom there. I would have been 4 times super effective, so it would have done more damage, but I figured Seeker Power would be more than enough anyway. Alright, did take a little bit of damage to the Faint there, but I'm not too worried. Worst case, we do always have Recover. And again, no secret base over there. And no kid, I am not going, or not a kid, sorry. No Matthew, I am not going to see Mauville, I'm actually coming to see Mauville. Or I think I said that backwards. I am not going to see Mauville, I am coming from see Mauville. Maybe I'm a little tired. Alright, let's use Fly. I didn't Mega Evolve, which is probably okay because I get stabbed, so yeah, I should compare Mega Alteria's attack stat to regular Alteria's attack stat, so that I can see, like, if I'm going to use Fly, is it even worth it to Mega Evolve? I guess it is for the defense, because... Oh, actually, it doesn't... I think Mega Altaria might even have... I don't know if it has less special defense, but its special defense goes from being, like, its highest stat to its lowest stat. It's kind of weird. Alright, let me just check out Ava real quick here. And what is her attack stat? I think I went past it. 74. Can I memorize that? Probably not. I'm going to write it down. 7 and 4. So we'll see how much it is when she Mega Evolves. I guess that's the one bad thing about Mega Evolution is you can't check the stats on the screen. Huh. No secret base, no items. It's a very pointless island. Not to be insulting to this little island here. It didn't do anything wrong, but it's kind of a boring island. Anything down there? Do we go down there? Nope, not really. Some Pokemon in the water, but it's going to be like typical stuff, as you guys can see, so I'm going to keep using repels to save us all time. Oh, a fisherman. It does seem like there's actually more to do here than I thought, so I'll have to remember to leave time at the end of the episode to, a poison type. It's not great for a fairy type, so maybe that's another reason not to Mega Evolve in this case. Let's just use Fly. It's probably still better to Mega Evolve because of the increased stats, but, yeah, pros and cons. So, yeah, at the end of the episode, we'll go back and use the move tutor, and then I should be good. Maybe a little off-screen training to come back afterwards and face the gym. If we do have time, and I really thought we were going to, and I really hope we do, I'd love to do just a few rematches against some cool trainers, not like ace trainers, just like trainers I want to face again. I did look up and find a few trainers that at least in their rematches have more than 2 Pokemon. I was looking at some of the routes we've been to before, since it's not really a spoiler at that point. It's funny, even in some of the ones where they, in the remake, people that had 3 Pokemon, they changed to 2, so that's a little disappointing, but I guess it makes the pace of the game a little faster. I see some beach. Are you properly protected against the sun? Oh, I don't know if I thought of that, but hopefully... I do have a hat on and a lot of clothes, so I'm in my bathing suit here. Actually, in real life, I was outside. Like I said, I went outside twice today, but let's Mega Evolve now. Use Secret Power. In the morning, I was a little bit in the sun, but there was some shade. I wasn't out in the sun very long, so I was a little worried at the time because I am pretty fair-skinned, but I did not get sunburned, so that's good. Like I said, I wasn't out there too long, and then the sun had set by the time I was out there tonight, so I actually saw an outdoor movie that was pretty cool, since, of course you can't see indoor movies right now, but they had us all spaced out really nicely, so that was, yeah, pretty safe. It was a very good time. Saw Zootopia and The Greatest Showman, neither of which I had seen before. Both pretty good movies, definitely recommend. Both very family friendly. If you're looking for a family movie night movie to pick. Alright, so that is Swimmer Alice. And, oh, that's cool, they have their own little like beach island here. And they are trainers, even better. Hi, big trainer, will you battle me? I would be happy to, little girl. Let's see what she has. Only one Pokemon, probably not too good. Oh, a Azumarill, okay. I stand corrected. Actually is pretty good. And let's Mega Evolve. Fairy versus Fairy. I'm not sure a Secret Power would take it out if I stayed as regular Altaria and didn't get Stab. Oh, and if I don't knock it out this turn, which I probably will, I should check my attack stat. Well, that's right, we're on a beach, so it has a different bonus to it. Yeah, I might have to wait until we have a battle with more than one Pokemon again to check its stats. Alright, and let's talk to, I guess, her Swister. Her Swister. Where did I get the W from? I don't even know. Her sister here. Be swimming. Maybe she was saying about swimming. That's probably what it was. Another Azumarill. Kind of boring, but okay. You know, just for science. Let's see. And worst case scenario, it'll take a little bit of damage and then attack it again. Wow, look at the difference there. Accuracy drops, that's cool. But the difference between Mega Altaria and regular Altaria in terms of how much damage it does shows you the power of Stab plus Fairy Aura plus higher attack stat. It plus it compounds too. It's multiplied, which makes it, you know, a lot better than any of those three benefits would be on their own. And down goes Azumarill. Alright, cool, cool. And we move a little bit closer to level 40. Hopefully that's not under-leveled, but I know like the trainer in the gym that had one Pokemon was 42, so I think the gym leaders might be, if they only have two Pokemon like they did in Ruby and Sapphire, I would expect them to be like 45. I'd hope them to be like 45. Oh, a Pier. Must be Mr. Briney's Pier. Not sure if he's there, though. He might have gone back to his house since we haven't talked to him in a while. Seems like he does that in this game. Hiya, look at my chiseled abs. This is what you call a cut. Well, swimming will do that to you. Alright. And he has a Corphish. Alright, two Pokemon. This will give us a chance to look at Altaria's attack stat. Or rather, Mega Altaria's attack stat. Mega Evolution and Secret Power should be our main move there. But I should probably go ahead and move it to the first slot, but I'll do it off screen if I remember. Otherwise I won't. Nice easy knockout. And I'm gonna guess he has Wilmer. Nope, Carvana. It's always fun to guess though. Ooh, okay. Almost missed my opportunity, but not quite. So, summary. I assume it says, yeah, 107. 74 to 107, so that's a pretty big difference there. Of course, I should probably write down all the stats while I can actually see them. 107, although I'm about to level up, so maybe that's not the best idea in the world, but anyway. And I think, yep, what we got here. I'm trying to think if, no, speed. I was about to say for a second, I was like, does speed change when you Mega Evolve? It does, but it doesn't take effect until the turn after you Mega Evolve. Because, like, I remember that because, like, Mega Garchomp is slower than regular Garchomp, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess they thought it would be too powerful otherwise. They kind of erred too much on the other side, actually. Oh, okay, so what would be a good team? Maybe Slate and I need to actually, let's do Ava and Eve, because Eve can use Surf, and Ava will resist Surf, so that's, you know, not as good as being immune to it, but next best thing. And then let me just check Ava's stats just to get a kind of comparison here. Right past him again. So unevolved is 76, 83, 67, 88, and 74. So special defense stays the same actually. And speed also stays the same, it looks like. But our defense, our attack, and our special attack all go up, so definitely better to Mega Evolve than to hold like an item or something. Plus, with our Fairy Boost ability, it's a Natural Cure is a pretty good ability. It's not the worst. I could certainly see it having some uses if a Pokemon gets like paralyzed and I want to switch them out to heal that. But or put to sleep even. But hey, there's the Premier Ball. Very cool. Let's Mega Evolve and Secret Power. Actually, let's use Fire Blast, why not? Even if we miss, I think Surf might take them both out. Could use Blizzard too. Blizzard would do a lot of damage to Ava though, even after Mega Evolving. It would do less because she wouldn't be doubly weak, just singular weak, but still a lot. Yeah, but Natural Cure really has nothing on Pixelate. Pixelate is a great ability. Alright, super effective. And I don't think moves that affect 3 opponents their damage is not reduced the same way like Dazzling Gleam is because it affects just your 2 opponents. I think they figure that because you're attacking your ally as well, that's kind of enough of a drawback instead of reducing the power. What that does mean is that I don't have increased damage against that single Dust Tox because it's single target, since it's not single target. Dragon Pulse, oh, that makes this tough, because Dragon Breath wasn't too bad because it was low base power, even though it had the cool effect. But as much as I really want to learn Dragon Pulse, I just don't think there are any Pokemon I would really use it against. I guess I'm trying to think, does Dragon... Let me go to my little calculator here, my website that I use. And I guess Dragon Fairy and Fire do have really good coverage. Yeah, there's no Pokemon that resists all of them, and they're super effective against 426. But, yeah, but if you do, I guess Fire types is really the difference. So it'd be better to use that against Fire types than it would to use Fly. That being said, if I add Fly in here, I'm super effective against 440 instead of 426. It's a little better to have Fly. It is a little redundant. I really don't want to give up Fly because it's just so useful to have on the team. And I don't want to have to like catch another flying type and have to take him out of the PC all the time. So I could get rid of Roost, but I think Roost is very useful. I could get rid of Fire Blast, but then I have no coverage against Steel types. So yeah, I was gonna say there wouldn't be many Pokemon I would use Dragon Pulse against that I couldn't use Secret Power as Fairy type against, but plus it's only 85, not 90, so that makes it a little easier. And it doesn't have a secondary effect, so... Oh, no, 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 no. But, okay, and then... Alright, keep all moves. There we go. Yes, okay. Whew. Done. And they are defeated. Very good. Alright, let's switch out to... I think we probably beat everybody on this route. I'm going to switch Lily back out since it looks like her even Slate are the last 3. Anything here on your item with you? Here on your island with you? Oh, there is. They probably feel pretty dumb. Standing next to a heart scale the whole time. That's cool too, because if I do change my mind about Dragon Pulse at some point, I can just, always use a heart scale to retrain it to Ava. And there's a TM for it too somewhere, so it's a choice, but even long term, I won't be keeping that, so might as well not get used to it. It's hard with that because it's like I feel like battle-wise, it is the best move or the better move just for fire types. Although, yeah, I guess it really would be because then your Mega Evolves, so you have a higher attack stat. Okay, let's use Ooh, I could use Dazzling Gleam followed by Venoshock followed by Giga Drain. No, I couldn't. Because I have to... Both Venoshock would be super effective against a Pokemon that's hit by either Giga Drain or Dazzling Gleam. So we'll go with the stab move, which is Giga Drain, and we'll get some health back, which should be nice as well. And this Kecleon is low level, so it doesn't really matter too much what I use. Now it's Grass type, and it used Ancient Power. Glad I didn't make it Rock type. Now if it gets a stat boost, which it didn't, would have made things a little more interesting. I think we still could have beat him, but probably would have made him have the stats of like a level 37 Pokemon, give or take. Critical hit, didn't need it though. Alright, and Magcar go. Interesting, a fire type. Luckily it's also rock type, which means Giga Drain will do even damage to it. Let's see how much. It might have a low special defense. Oh, not low enough, so we do have to take 1 fire attack. I think with the level difference though, well, I think we could have survived it if it was a fire attack, but it was not. Your Smog is cool because you can use it to remove a Pokemon stats, so you actually do see it a little bit in competitive battles because, at least for a few seasons, Xerneas, the fairy legendary Pokemon, was really popular, primarily because of its ability Geomancy, which really increased its stats. And you could use the Hell Item White Herb to increase its recharge time to 1 turn instead of 2. So that made it really strong. Probably the strongest Pokemon in the game. And here we are. And we've already been up here. Let me just say hi to Mr. Briny if he's there. I'd feel bad coming all this way not saying hi after all we've been through together. But he is not here. Right, in that case, I am going to fly to... let's go ahead and fly to... I think we want to go to Mauville City. It might actually be a little bit of a long episode, just to keep it all... well, you know what we can do? Let's go to the Move Tutor next episode. Sorry for false advertising, but wasn't lying. Is it lying if you don't know you're telling a lie? It's the age-old question, right? I'm going to heal up just while we're here. So our Pokemon are a little weak on PP and stuff, so quicker to do this than to use all the berries. But we will face a few more trainers, and then I think off screen I'll get them to level 40, and that way next episode we can start by going to the Heart Scale dude, and then coming back and facing the gym. So, all right, so Pokemon breeder there that I might be able to face. Who I really want to face though. Oh, I don't have Rock Smash. All right. I guess we could grab Zigzagoon. Plan B. There's some Pokemon breeders to the west of the city we can also face. And if that's not enough, I might go ahead and face some trainers to the... Oh, is this... That's not the massage, right? No, it's across the way. And I'll get a massage off screen. Don't want to waste your guys' time. There were some Pokemon breeders here that we could face. I think we could reface him again, but he only had like one Pokemon. How about you? And they had 6 Pokemon, so I think you guys know what I'm hoping for here, which is using my Toxic Spike strategy finally. These seem like good candidates. There are also some ace trainers you can face which have pretty strong Pokemon, and they have 3, so that would have been nice too, but we might if there's time. Okay. So even though Wingull would not take anything from Toxic Spikes, it's not switching in anyway, so it doesn't really matter regardless. Air Cutter, that'll do some damage, but I can use Giga Drain to heal right up. So I think it's time for a Lily Sweep, which is good because I really wanted to use this now. That way I can teach her Sludge Bomb before the gym, even though we probably wouldn't use poison moves against the Pokemon we'll be facing. But I guess poison is even against Psychic. Feels like it shouldn't be, but it is. And, okay, sweet. So now Zerl, there you go. It's poison, and Zerl I think is normal type, so all 3 of our moves would be normally effective against it. And Venoshock, because it has 130 base power now, is going to be definitely the way to go. And what's also cool about this combination is that even if it doesn't one-shot them, which obviously it will, being only in the Zoom roll and many levels lower, but even if it didn't, if it got close, they're still going to take damage from the poison, so that's cool. And Shroomish will also be poisoned, and it's weak to Venoshock, so... I mean, it's kind of disappointing that I think Venoshock would defeat these Pokemon with a one-shot anyway. So maybe I will go face Ace Trainers afterwards, just for fun. But, you know, Venoshock makes it do even more damage, so that's cool. And poor little Skitty here is poisoned. And Venoshock again. I really should know this, but let me look up my little type chart. Because, I do want to make sure I'm not misleading you guys. It's funny, these are things that I should have learned a long time ago. I'm kind of embarrassed I don't know all the type combinations, but for whatever reason, they're just a few. So these are both so this is they're kind of both super effective essentially. They both do double damage. So in that case, Giga Drain being a stronger base power move by a little bit is kind of the way to go. Plus I can heal up some of that Air Cutter damage we took. I already healed that, didn't I? Never mind then. Budew. Oh no, because Budew's part poison type, so it actually absorbed the spikes, but luckily it was last. I will still use Venoshock though, because being grass and poison type, it will be evenly effective. Alright, so I think, let's see, grass is the attacker, and against bug types, it does do half damage, okay. So, wait, is that what I was saying before? I think it was. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was just poison or not. So it does do half damage against bug types. And what else did I want to know? I wanted to know if poison did less against... Poison I don't think does less against... Maybe I was thinking of poison. Poison is even against bug, which is what I thought. There's another breeder around here. Must be you. So I will say, if you guys don't care about watching me fight the breeders and the ace trainers, that's all I'm going to do this episode. So if you want to fast forward to the next episode, I won't blame you. But otherwise, we'll stay together a few minutes longer. Shouldn't be much more. We can see Roselia in action here. Alright, Whisper, if you'll Give me one turn to lay down some helpful toxic spikes. And what did that do? Was that Whirlwind? Oh no, now Dan's out. Whismur is facing its evolved form. I'm going to switch right back in Lily, though, because Dan does not need the XP. If I had switched in, like, Ava, I probably would have just used Ava for the rest of the battle. Not a big deal. But Dan is already level 40, so... Like I started to say a while ago, if they do have more than... They only have 2 Pokemon, I'm thinking maybe 44, or... Huh, now you're poisoned too, because of poison points, so there's another great combo with Venoshock. That's cool, I'm glad I got to use that as well, even though... Yeah, as I said, probably not really needed. And I will need to remember to use a Lepa Berry before we face those Ace Trainers. But, also the Ace Trainers will have increased levels, so I'm not sure by how much. But, that'll make them at least a little more of a challenge, too. Ah, Taillow. Taillow is immune to spikes because it's not on the ground. I am going to use Venoshock anyway, though, because Giga Drain is not very effective, so being my other stab attack, Venoshock is the next best bet. So that's kind of, I like that there's a nice trade-off of having a dual Pokemon. Now Venoshock will not affect poor Aaron at all. It's also Steel type, so it is immune to being poisoned. Therefore, Giga Drain is the way to go. And because of Sturdy, it held on. I was about to say I was really surprised it held on there, but Sturdy would explain it. I actually did a decent chunk of damage there. We'll get maybe like 1 hit point back from this. If it rounds up. Let's see if it does. It does, yay. Because I think it had 1 hit point left. I know it had 1 hit point left, so that therefore we got half, so then we round up to 1. And Makuhita is poison. Now poison against fighting is, I want to say even. Am I wrong about that though? Poison versus fighting is, where's fighting on this chart? Even, yes. It's bug and fighting I always think of. Again, like a fighting versus a bug and poison type would be, fighting's not good against poison, poison's even against fighting. And then fighting is not good against bug, and bug is not good against fighting. So for whatever reason, I just always have trouble with like those, I guess really those 3 types, bug, fighting, and poison. For whatever reason, they just never stuck with me. I think it's probably because I like to blame that glitch in Generation 1 where it told you things were or weren't super effective when they weren't or were, respectively. So, I think my brain just never... I'm really good at remembering things. I actually have a really good memory if I get told them once, if I learn them once. But if things change on me, then I remember it both ways. So it gets, I'm like, which one was the one that it kind of ended up as? So, I could have used Dazzling Gleam. That would have been super effective as well. But actually, Venoshock still would do more damage because it's doubled as well from the poison, and it gets stab. Whereas Dazzling Gleam does not get stab. Anyway, as I was saying, as we fly to our final destination here in episode 46, ironically I'll be flying to the city where we could actually do the heart scales, but I did say I would wait for next episode, and for the people who skipped and aren't with us, and in the interest of time, we'll go ahead and hold that off. Alright, let me just run inside, probably the quickest way to go. I would continue this next time, but I want to train the other guys up to level 40 off screen. So the benefit of having dual types is that you have 2 stab type moves, so it's much better coverage. The downside is that, I won't say usually, I guess usually is fair. In a majority of cases, let's use a Repel. Don't want to face any more Spindu or Sandshrew or Skarmory. Well, Max Repel we found. Let's see if it'll be enough. Got this while we're here. So I can get a glass desk one day, be all fancy. It's hard when you're on the bike. Precision is the downside there. Probably face her again too, but I'm really here for the Ace Trainers because I know they have more Pokemon and probably better Pokemon. And, oh, are you an Ace Trainer? Might be. Look like one. I think you are. And there's a male one as well, and then we'll be good to go. Ace Trainer Brook with a Pelipper, okay, so Pelipper, of course, like I said, is immune, but doesn't matter because it's already starting off. So hopefully we don't take too much damage. 33, a little bit more of an opponent. Toxic Spikes. Um, yeah, so usually Pokemon with two types have more weaknesses because yeah, there's two types that could have their own weaknesses, and they usually don't cancel out. Now there are exceptions, of course, where Pokemon can have very advantageous types. Like for example, Roselia, if it was grass, it would just be weak to ice, fire, flying, and bug. If it was poison, it would just be weak to psychic and ground. So because it's both, the poison I don't think resists any of those ones I just said. I guess bug. Bug is not good against poison, so I guess it does help out there. So didn't do too much damage actually. Um, so what is so I guess for Celia, instead of if it was just grass would have four weaknesses. If it was just poison would have two. Because it's both, it has what, ice, not ground because ground is balanced out, not bug because bug is balanced out, but it still has flying, fire, psychic, and flying, fire, and ice. So it still has four. So in that case, Celia doesn't, unless I'm missing one, Celia doesn't lose anything by having two types, and actually probably gains some resistances. But there are some, like a water and ice Pokemon is weak to grass and electric, just like water Pokemon are, but it's also weak to fighting and rock, just like ice Pokemon are. Now the water does help it not be Camerupt, so oh, it's ground type, so that means Giga Drain. It's ground and fire, so Venoshock is not very effective. Giga Drain is evenly effective. Venoshock does double damage, but then it's half from being not very effective, so Giga Drain is still the way to go because it's better base power. You didn't follow the quick math there, don't worry about it too much. But the poison will still help, and I think the other guy, I did look up their Pokemon, I think he had Pokemon that were all at least neutral to poison. Alright, get a little more health back. In this case, actually, ironically, the poison hurt us because it means we get a little bit fewer health points back than we would have otherwise. That's okay, shouldn't be a big deal in the long run. 39. Getting right up there, Lily. So yeah, if you had a water type, you wouldn't want them necessarily to have ice type, or you might, because they get the extra coverage. Oh, and they absorb the toxic spikes. Okay, well, I think it was more the male trainer I was thinking would be a good opponent for this strategy. But obviously, this strategy does not come in very good very often. So Sludge Bomb will definitely be the way to go in the long term. Plus, Sludge Bomb just takes one move to use, whereas this takes two, and you need to use up a turn thing of toxic spikes. So it's a lot. It's a cool idea, but only in theory and less so in action. Thank you. I'm glad she liked my moves. That makes sense, actually. I'm not even gonna use berries because let's make this fast. Could heal out that Hells. Where's the cool trainer? Thought he was around here. It must be you. Alright, last battle. I know this has been, I think, the longest episode yet, but thank you guys for sticking with me. Hopefully you've enjoyed just kind of taking things easy for a bit and training up our Pokemon. Talking about multi-level Pokemon. Back to my water-ice example. So if you had an ice type, though, it'd be good to have a water type as your other type. Like Seal and Celio and oh, I can't think of Celia's evolved form. Walrein have. I almost want to use Giga Drain to get some health back, but I don't think a Giga Drain would be a one-hit knockout. Whereas Venoshock, because of the bonus, oh, actually it won't be. Oh, because it's the first one. Whoops. I clearly wasn't thinking, but it probably won't be a knockout, so we can still get some health back this time. Yeah, 2 Giga Drains would have been the way to go there. We do resist discharge, so we should survive this pretty well. Don't get paralyzed. Nice. Alright, good job, Lily. Yeah, so the water actually helps ice types, whereas the ice hurts water types. It helps their offense, so... Anyway, it's a nice balancing act. And there are definitely some Pokemon that just gained, like, I mean, Sableye, classic example, where it's Dark and Ghost, both of which have weaknesses, and yet... Now, fighting, I said poison's not good against fighting, didn't I? No, poison's even against fighting, so I can never remember that. And Dazzling Gleam, also super effective, but Venoshock gets stabbed, so once again, the best way to go. Hariyama is pretty bulky, so will it survive? It will. Despite having a 130 base power stab move. Oh, and it got a crit! Oh, that's unfortunate. All this work Lily was doing, and a crit takes her down, but, you know, there's no accounting for luck. Alright, let's bring in Eve to finish things off here. And then I'll train up Lily a little bit more and even Slate a little bit more off screen. So as I was saying a while back, I think if the gym leaders have 2 Pokemon, they'll be like 44, 45, maybe 46. If they have 4 Pokemon, which I really hope they do, they might be a little bit lower. Could be like 40 and 43 or something, we'll see. I'm always curious about stuff like that, but one more Pokemon, just a Wailmer, and it's Poison, which is good. That'll help out Eve a little bit. Since Hyper Beam is our only neutral attack, our first chance to use Hyper Beam. Shows you how good these moves are as coverage moves. I always love the sound effect there. I know I talked through it, but it reminds me of Gen 1. Oh, and it went underwater, but, could this be the revenge of Lily? It is. Haha. Taken down by the poison. Saved us some time. Alright, well, I'm going to end this episode as soon as we got this battle, just because it's really long. But thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned for next episode when we head back to Moss Deep and take on the Moss Deep Gym.